Hi everybody, it's Carol with Refunction Crafts, and today's video is going to be on these beautiful butterfly pendants. Look at these guys. They are absolutely gorgeous, and I'd love for you to see how I made them. I did put them on necklace chains this time. They're on silver plated snake chains, and they are simply beautiful, you guys. And so I hope you will stay tuned for the entire video, and let me know what you think of them. Please give this video a thumbs up. Give it a comment down below. Let me know what you enjoyed about this video, and if you have any other ideas for other things that you would like to see me do, maybe make some more pendants. I would love to do a video using these maybe with no resin. I did use resin on these to put everything on there. However, I would love to make some without resin so that you guys can get an idea of a little something else that we can do with them, not using the resin, and making something equally beautiful and that you guys would really enjoy. So let's get going on this video. I hope you enjoy it. Okay guys, so let's get going. We've got here our 4 butterflies. I'm not going to say we're going to do all of these today, but I'm going to choose 1 or 2 that we're going to work on today. I have a silver snake chain that I bought this literally probably 5 years ago. I bought a bunch of these snake chains because I was doing a lot of necklaces and things, and I've kept them in the baggies, and that was a good thing because they haven't turned or anything. Look at how great these still look. I know they will tarnish over time once they're out of the bag, but you can clean them just like anything else. These are made with silver, so I think they're silver plated is what they are. So we all know that can turn, but like I said, you can clean them with jewelry cleaner and they will clean up nicely. I've had a few of these, so I've kept these around so that I could make something else with them. So I've got a few of those here. I found 3 of them. I probably have more. But I had just kind of stopped making necklaces and things. And we all know we kind of go back to our roots every now and then. I did pull aside some just plain little rhinestone pieces that my friend Robin sent me. These I bought at Michael's today. I went over to Michael's with a gift card that I had gotten at the holidays, and I still hadn't used it yet, so I went ahead and picked up these butterflies. And I picked up these, which I love, love, love. These are just some beads, and they are the bead landing beads. But I love them because I really love these beads. I think they are so gorgeous and very antique-y looking. And then they also had these beautiful heart beads in with them that I thought were super pretty. And then some of just your little rhinestone, round rhinestone beads. And then just your regular rhinestone beads here in between. And a couple of spacers. So I thought that was good because I had already picked up the butterflies, and I thought, okay, we've got a color theme going on here. So I picked those up, and then I also pulled out a couple of my plant sticks that I've, was making my plant sticks with, because I thought you could do these and use them as plant sticks. There's so much you could do with it, and then add the beads to the plant stick. So we'll determine kind of what we're going to do today. We might make 1 necklace and 1 plant stick if we have enough time. And then these are a whole bunch of rhinestone bits and pieces, most of which my beautiful friend Deanna sent me in a recent Happy Mail box. she had purchased some, or no, she didn't purchase it. She had somebody that donated to her some necklaces and things that she had picked up, I think probably from a thrift store or something. And the lady had kind of stopped crafting, so she gave all of these necklaces to Deanna, and Deanna took them apart, and look at, she gave me like half of all of the necklaces. So I have all these great bits and pieces that I get to use in my stuff. This butterfly and these porcelain flowers are mine. I'm not even sure. I got this butterfly in some Happy Mail somewhere along the line. Not sure where. And then I had this piece sitting around, so I threw that in there, and a couple of dangles here that I've got. And then I also had a couple of my I can't even think of what they're called now. These were to make earrings with, and I am thinking I might like to use these with the butterflies. And then I have one little, I've got some other charms over here too, but Never Never Give Up charm that I added some rhinestones to, and I just think that is, you know, a great saying. This heart is one that I've had for a long time that was donated to me in Happy Mail, and this might have even come from Deanna in an earlier Happy Mail package. I can't remember who I got it from. And then, of course, these leaves were in that package that I just got, and a couple of these are just acrylic pieces here, but I had them and I thought these would be very pretty with one of these butterflies. They just, the colors are just phenomenal in these, so I pulled those out. And then I also have this beauty here. So I'm going to set these aside here and keep them all nice and neat on that box top. And we're going to go ahead and get started playing. Now, these butterflies, you can see they're bendy. And they almost feel like they're either soft resin. I know there is resin that will cure soft. And these feel more like they were made out of, you can see the back, they feel like they were made out of hot glue, you know, and which gave me another idea that we could make some hot glue resin pieces and really, or resin, some hot glue butterflies that would be super easy, not resin. And with the requests that I'm getting from people saying, hey, it is kind of nice to do something that's not resin for those of us who don't use resin. And you're so right, because resin is not how I started my channel. So I need to remember to keep going back to some of the ways that I like to create. And I don't always create everything with resin when I'm not on camera. But it just seems like lately I've just been doing a lot of resin stuff. And I love it. Don't get me wrong. I do love working with resin. It's a lot faster for a lot of projects. And I can do a lot with it. But it's not, you know, what everybody is working with. So I need to just keep that in mind as I'm creating. So I decided I'm for sure going to use this one, and I think put that one aside, and I really kind of feel like I want to go with this one. It would either be this one or this one, and I think I'm going to go with this one for this video. Now, if I can, maybe I'll add the other two in. If this happens to go really, really fast, you know what? We'll add to it. You know, there's so much that we can do, and sometimes I work faster than others, depending on what it is I'm making. I'm looking in here to see if I have any more of my big porcelain flowers in here. I don't see any. I don't know if I showed you guys. Deanna also gave me, where did I put it? Oh, and I just found my ostrich feathers. I've been looking for these. There's something I'm going to make with using these ostrich feathers. I'm going to put those aside right now because I was looking for them last night and couldn't find them, and they were just sitting in plain sight. Of course. Anyway, oh, here it is. Deanna gave me this huge bag of corner pieces. Look at that, you guys. There is just a ton of corner pieces in the bronze, gold, and silver. So I'm super excited about that. Thanks to Deanna Grooms, I have lots and lots to use. I'm going to add these with my other ones in my box. And now I've got enough to last me quite some time. So I'm excited about that. You guys know how much I use those. And you just can never have too much. I'm going to put these aside too because I just realized those were sitting there, and let's see if I have a few more. I'm looking for these little leaves that I have. And I got these in Happy Mail. I believe I got these from Robin. But I know I have some in my little cups over here. I'm just going to pull a few out so that I have them to use if I choose to use them. So just these little leaves. They're acrylic. And then, let's see. This is some more of my little charms that I have here. You guys know I love my inspirational charms, so I will use those wherever I can because they do mean a lot to me. Okay, so that's enough of those. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's see. How do we want to do this? Now, one of the things that I definitely want to do, for sure, is I want to use these to hang from the bottom of the butterfly here like this. And that way I can hang some dangle charms. This would even be pretty as, now this one really matches this butterfly really, really well. And that would be pretty as a dangle charm on that one. I'm going to pull that out and leave that there just in case. And I've got these cute. And I probably won't use these in these, but I had to show you guys. And I may have already shown them to you before, but indulge me. They look like little bumblebees. And they're just pieces that came off of those necklaces that Deanna sent me bits and pieces of. Oh, there goes the fire trucks again. Good old California. 4th of July was not kind to us, although I think we had more fires right before the 4th of July than we had after or during. These are so pretty too. I think these would be pretty in this one because they've got the gold in them. So I'm going to pull those. I've got 2 of those. I may only use one, or I may not use any of them, but I wanted to give myself some choices. There's a pretty gold rhinestone piece there. And then I've got these that are super pretty and might go nicely with this, but it may just be a little too big. I can't go too big with the bits and pieces that I'm using on these because then butterfly's gonna get lost, and I don't want to lose my butterflies on this. That's a pretty piece. And this would be super pretty as a dangle charm as well. Look at that. Wow. That looks really pretty. And I really, really did want to make something with a couple of these beads. I don't know though, they may be a little bit too big. I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet on that. But these will be great with lots of projects that I'm working on right now. So I'm not worried about if I don't use them on this. I've got other things I can use them in. I'm just looking to my left over here to see if there is anything else. You guys, I've got so many butterflies that I'm working on getting These are all glued together, back and front pieces. And I want to get these done and ready to use. Oh, and I want to show you, I finished up some stuff yesterday. This is one of the night lights that I finished. Isn't it beautiful? I want to try and get just a plain background for it so you guys can actually see it. I'll just use this silicone piece. But doesn't that look gorgeous, you guys? It looks so clean, and I love these black and white butterflies because they come out so beautiful and so clean looking. So I got that one done, and I did this butterfly, which is my favorite. I love it so much. Look at that beauty. Isn't that gorgeous, you guys? Oh my goodness. It's so beautiful. I am just thrilled. I mean, absolutely thrilled with this butterfly. And I hope you guys can see the colors well. And it's got a lot of these same colors as, like, this would have been pretty with one of those. Look at that. It matches it perfectly. But that was the only piece of that pearl and rhinestone piece that I had. And then I made these two as a set. And so we've got this beautiful, beautiful night light, and they're in the purples and blues, and then a refrigerator magnet. Aren't they gorgeous, you guys? And they go so nice together. And I'm looking at these in my camera, and the colors do not look the way they really are. They're very deep, deep purples and blues, like an indigo blue and a deep, deep purple. So I will make sure that I get my camera, my video adjusted so that it shows the actual deepness of the colors in these. But I was thrilled with this set. I used some of the rhinestones that my friend Sherry sent me a while back. She sent me a bunch of different colors, and there were some rhinestones and some pearly ones and all kinds of them. And I thought, oh my goodness, those colors would go so pretty. And these have like a blue background on the rhinestone chain. And then the rhinestones themselves shine in the blues and the purples. So I just thought those would be really pretty on this set. And I had already put these decals on these. And after I got them on there, they came from one decal form, and I had put them on these two separately, thinking these are separate projects. And when I looked at them, I thought, oh my goodness, that would be a beautiful, beautiful set. And I'll put some pictures of these on the back of this video so that you guys can see just how beautiful they are. I'm going to set those aside right now so that they are not in my way. I want you guys to try and have some B7000 or E6000 handy to do these with so that you can glue your pieces on. I will be using it to put some of these pieces on the tops of these butterflies. And this is not going to be a long project, you guys. I think we'll be able to do this project fairly quickly. So, yeah. So if it's quick enough, we will do all 4 of them maybe. But I loved these. They were not cheap, though. I got the pack of 4 of these butterflies. I want to say was like $11.99, which I thought was kind of outrageous. But I loved them so much, and they only had 1 package. And I knew if I left and didn't get them, I would be mad at myself. And since it was a gift card, it was no money out of my pocket, so I chose to buy them. It was the same thing with these. These were $11.99 too, and for me that felt like that's so few beads for $11.99, but I bought them because I really loved them, and I thought these would be so pretty in a project or 2 or 3, so I went ahead and bought them. So anyway, the 2 we're going to use are these 2 right now. If I use one of these, it'll be this one. And then maybe I'll just put this one aside and do something different with it. But we'll see where we get with these. Okay, So, you know how much I love my B7000, and one reason is because it's got this beautiful tip on it that is so teeny tiny. The other reason is it's got this that goes into the hole and keeps it from plugging up. I've not had a lot of trouble with excess glue all over the place. I just wipe it when I'm done, and it is clean for the next use. So, and I haven't had any problem with it getting, you know, clogged or anything like that. So I've used, this is my second tube. I think I've got 2 tubes left. So I love it, you guys. I love my B7000, mostly for that tip, but also because it sticks like E6000. I'm going to say maybe even better than E6000. So I really love it, and I can control it better because of that tip. Let me turn on my other light here, just to make sure you guys can see what we're doing. Okay, so what I think I will do, let's see, how do we want to do this? Since I'm using a silver chain, we will put this one on the chain, although I've got gold on both of these and silver on both of these, so it really doesn't matter which way I go. But I'd like to do one of these on a stick as well, but I don't know if I'd want to do it on a silver stick, because it would make a great plant stick. Or I don't think I'm going to use the wooden stick. So I'm going to go ahead and put that away. I'm using, these are both metal. This one I spray painted white. And I think the white would look pretty with this butterfly, but I don't know. It looks pretty with the blue too, but I kind of really like it with the white. So, or maybe what we'll do is if we do one of these other ones, we'll do that on a plant stick. And these are like the plant sticks that I did the birds on, you guys. So, and with this, I can use some of my beads if they will go on to this. And I did get some beads from Debbie, I want to say, and I did test some of them, and they did go onto these skewers. These were just skewers that I bought on Amazon, and I will put a link to them in the description menu as well. And I'll put a link to these chains, although the price is probably going to be way different than when I bought them 5 years ago, but at least it'll give you an idea of what chains I'm using. And they were not expensive, you guys. They came with so many of them in a package. So here's what we're going to do. Now, normally, if I was you and I didn't have resin, I would take this and I would take my B7000 and I would glue it to the back side of this butterfly. But since I do have my resin and my lamp here and I want to work a little bit more quickly today, I'm going to do this one. I may do both of them with resin, but everything I'm doing with resin today, you can do with B7000, you guys. This is just to help me save time and do the video a little quicker. So what I will do is I will take my glue gun and I'm going to use these holes right here at the top part of this as my guide. And I will get you a link to some pretty ornate pieces that you can purchase on Amazon to do yours with. And they've got so many different styles and looks in these, and they're all just beautiful. But I'm just gonna hot glue that to the back there, just like that. Flip it over and you can see what that looks like. It looks beautiful, and it's got the hole right down here that I'm going to be able to hang my dangles from. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to pull my BS resin, and I need to move these over. So let's see. I want to move them somewhere where I'm not going to knock them down. And that's a good spot right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take my resin and I'm going to go along the back side just like this and let that resin kind of drizzle over the edge. But we want to make sure we get this good and stuck to the back of this butterfly. And I may go over this butterfly on the back side at some point and resin the whole thing just to make it stronger. I'm gonna put it under my lamp, and actually that's what we'll do with this one. We will go ahead and we're gonna put some resin on the back of this because I want it good and stiff, and you don't have to have it good and stiff. That's the beauty of this, you guys. You don't have to do this step. This is just something I'm doing, and mainly, you guys, because I do sell my pieces. And when you're selling things, there's something to be said about making things that are a little bit stronger and more likely to not come apart. So I want to do this to assure myself that it's not going to fall apart. And the other thing is if somebody was to choose to, say I make one of these as a mirror hanger for the car, you know, the sun beats down on those, and especially in the summertime. And you don't want, you don't want it to get brittle and fall apart. So I'm just torching it a little bit. This other one I can pull out from the lamp, and it's all set. And I think I'm going to go ahead and I am going to put the resin on the back side of this one as well, just to get this part done and over with. And it's not doing anything, the resin is not doing anything for the beauty of this or anything like that. It might, I mean, it makes the back side a little more shiny, obviously, but as far as making it more any better, you know, as far as looks are concerned, the back side is not the side that we are really concerned about all of that. So we're going to just say that if you don't want to do this, you don't have to. This is just a personal preference, that's all. And again, because I sell my pieces, I need to make sure that I sort of go that extra step if I can. Okay, so I'm going to pop this one under the light real quick too. And I think I'm going to go ahead and I am going to put that aside. I'm going to take these beads and we're just going to go ahead pop them off of here. I need to put them in something. So let's see, what do we want to put them in? I have got this resin mold here. And I'm going to put these mid-sized ones there. Teeny ones, I'll put in one of the small ones, and I'm going to put the bigger beads in here. And I'll just pop those in there. And the spacers I'll just put in with these. Or maybe we'll put the spacers in with the balls. I think there's only a ball at the beginning and the end, so. And let's see, you go there, you go there. This is so fun, you guys. I'm so excited to be doing something a little bit different today. And I know you guys like it when I do something a little bit different too. So there we go. So I broke that up and got everything separated, and there. Okay. I also have some of these. I don't know that these would be something I'd want to use on these, but actually the colorings of them are kind of pretty. And we've got some of them that have that blue and green. So I'm going to pop some out of there. Some of them have like reds and stuff in them too. And some of them are like an AB, like that one. So I'm just mostly going to pull those out. Those are the ones I really want to have handy. And we've got bigger ones in here too. These are ones that I just got from the Dollar Tree, you guys. So these little button pieces you can get at the Dollar Tree. I'm sorry about the crinkling, you guys. I know some of you get very, very annoyed with that, and I do apologize. Okay, so I'm just going to pull those out like that. But I thought these would be pretty. This one, way too big. So we definitely don't want to go with these big ones. I don't even know why I took them out of there, to be honest. I knew they were going to be way too big. So we'll just put those back in the bag. Keep them with the other ones. But then we've got the littler ones, and look at it. Those fit really nicely on there. Or we've got like, this one looks really pretty too. So I mean, any simple embellishments that you have, don't think that they're not usable, because simple sometimes is better. So just make sure that you're, just whatever you've got, test them out, because you're probably going to like them. These are more green. Super pretty. I don't know if I'm going to use those or not, but I just wanted to pull them out because the colors were appropriate. And I think I might try and keep all of these colors together in one place. I'm going to try, as I'm trying to get my stuff all cleaned up here in my craft room, I'm going to try and color coordinate everything so that I've got stuff in the right colors to go together. Okay, so we've got both of these done. And so that's what the backs look like. And it does really look pretty on the back. I'm thinking I'm going to resin the tops of these as well, because if I'm being honest, the coloring of that blue, especially in this one, look at that. There's the back side, and then there's the front side. It looks really, really deepened the color. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to resin the front side. And I'm just going up to the edge of where the glitter is on here. Go around those rhinestones. Super easy, you guys. I'm just squeezing it out of the bottle. Right up to the edge there of the glitter. Making sure I've covered everything. And I'm just going to do the whole front side. Oh, you guys, I'm so excited. I have a grandson that plays baseball. And he is 15 years old. And he plays nationally. So he plays in national tournaments throughout the United States. He's extremely good. He's an amazing, amazing player. He did pitch for a long time, and he still does pitch some. But he did start going in and playing center field because he had an elbow injury last year and had to have some pretty major surgery on his elbow. And it has been better for him to sort of do more of the center field. He plays the same position as Mike Trout for the Angels. Now, I say that because the Angels is our favorite team and his favorite team. There we go. And so that's what he's playing. Well, he came out and his stats came out in the last tournament he played in. And he is actually number 34 in the country, overall player. Number 4 for the state of Arizona, which is where he lives. He's the number 4 player overall. He is, there's another stat I can't even remember. The other one I can't remember. But he is actually, he's actually got scouts looking at him already and all kinds of stuff. He's getting ready to start playing high school baseball. In fact, he's also quite intelligent. He is skipping a grade in school. So he will be moving on from freshman to sophomore. Or, yeah, sophomore. So, yeah. Anyway, so it's pretty exciting. Okay, so anyway, to finish telling you about my grandson that I'm so proud of. I'm proud of all of them. But he just finished playing in Texas. He's traveling all over the United States. They live in Arizona. He travels to Florida, Texas, New York, all over the place. And he just played at the Rangers Stadium in Texas. They literally played at Ranger Stadium. And he got MVP. And he was supposed to have an interview for the USA tournament that's coming up because he's going to be playing in that. And unfortunately, he was unable to do the interview because he had to fly to another state to do another tournament, and he would have missed his plane had he done the interview. So that was kind of a bummer that he didn't get to do that. But he is definitely being looked at for major leagues. So everybody, keep my grandson Seth in your prayers, and let's hope he can do this. That would be so awesome. I would be so excited to be able to go watch his games and see him play. And I mean, now we get to see him play, but to really see him play in the major leagues, how exciting would that be? And he's very, very motivated. So I have a feeling he's gonna make it. I really feel, you know, a lot of kids I would say, don't get too excited. But for him, I really feel like he's got this, and he's going to go all the way. So I'm super excited to watch it happen and to see him succeed in that way. It's so exciting. I have to put a little more resin on this one because I missed a little spot. So I just have to kind of redo that wing, and I'll go ahead and do this side too, just so that it matches. I'm not going to do the top half, just the bottom half. And we'll just put that right back under the lamp. Let me make sure this time. My dog's crying because my grandson's leaving and she does not want him to leave. Okay, so now we've got this one. This one, I really feel like I really like that on there. But what I could do, I'm wondering if maybe I did that sort of off to the side. Maybe hang it from down there. But then, oh gosh, I really love this, just even hanging from the middle. I think what I'm going to do, all right, this one's going to be a little different too. Because see, I've got this beautiful silver chain. It's just a little silver chain with just a few loops, and I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to think that is where it comes apart. I could be wrong. Let me get this and see if I'm looking at the right part, because Lord knows my eyes do not work super well. Okay, it's not coming apart there. So, let's see. I'm going to look around, see if I can find where this thing comes apart. Maybe it doesn't come apart. It might just be that they're all solid. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this the easy way. We're just going to cut we're going to sort of cut this in half. So we'll cut it right in the middle, right there. And this is my broken nipper, so I have to get it all the way in there to get it to snip. Okay. Get those two little pieces off of there. And now I've got two little chains here. Okay, so what we will do is that going to be too big? Maybe if I hang that like from right around the middle somewhere. I don't know. I kind of feel like that's really big. Could take a heart. Or we could just take some of these. That's not so big. And a little spacer, and maybe the two gold or the two silver balls that I have. I only have two of these. I've got some more somewhere else, but I just am not sure where they are, and I'm not going to search around for them. And then I've got here Gosh, I used to know what all of this stuff was called, and now that I haven't been doing jewelry for a while, I can't remember what everything's called. These are the pins. So this is not a eye pin. This is just a stick pin type thing. Not a stick pin. It's called something else. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to make a dangle out of this. So we're going to put a ball, and we're going to put a spacer. And let's see, no, we're going to put the ball, and we're going to put the clear bead, and then a spacer. Hopefully I've got enough space on this for all of these. I may not, because it's not very long. And then that, but if I put that other ball on there, I might or might not be able to put an eye on the end of this. It looks like I might have just enough space there, about 1/4 of an inch. So let's get our round pliers, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm going to bend it to the side like that, and then I'm going to take it from the top and I'm going to bend it backwards, and I'm just going to curl it with my round pliers to get it all the way around. And I'm not going to close it yet because I would like to put it on this chain. So I've got my chain on there. And now I'm just going to finish coming around with that eye. Oops. And I want to make sure it's closed all the way. Sometimes, not sometimes, most of the time, if you don't close that hook all the way, your dangle is going to fall off. So I'm just making sure I've got it all the way hooked around. So that's what I've got. Isn't that pretty? And this is just a clear dangle. And let's see, what else could we do here? Maybe hang a couple of things off of the edge. I've got this pretty little heart that has gold, gold surrounding. I've got a little bow. And I've got some of these tiny rhinestones. And these I'm going to snip these two apart. If they will come apart. I don't know if these two are going to come apart because I think they're stuck together. Yes, they are. But I've got another chain right here. And I can snip a couple of these pieces off the end. Because I do want to have some of these little rhinestones that I can. And I really kind of like these because they've got the surrounding, and I feel like they will stay shiny longer than sometimes these other ones do. And I just like them. They just look, these are nice and clear, and I think these would look really pretty with that silver glitter that's on there. So I'm just cutting a bunch of these off of here. And that way I've got them all ready to go for their next use. So sad my grandson had to leave. Okay, that should be good. That's several of them I've got there cut off. Okay, and we've got this one ready to go. Look at how beautiful that looks. Is that not gorgeous? And now it's not wobbly. It's nice and stiff. Both of them are. And I don't have to worry about them coming apart or getting brittle or anything like that. So I'm just trying to find some of my little pieces, bits and pieces here to see. I've got, where did I put them? Where did I put them? I know I had another box here with my jump rings. There it is. I've got some different size jump rings here. And these are a bit smaller here, and I think these are what I would want to use to hang anything from this chain here. So I'm going to just put that aside, and I'm going to use these. I'm going to grab this, and I think this would be pretty on there, so I'm just going to take and go right alongside that little rhinestone that's on there, and hang it right there. And close it in. Okay, so there's that little piece. Just like that. Just a little flower with a rhinestone at the top. And I've got a little bead right here. This one is not super shiny. I don't know. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to pick a few things out of here. And I've got this little heart right here. I do have these too that are hanging from this earring, and I'd like to maybe pull a couple of these off because they are in that turquoise tealish color. Open that up. We'll pop that one right there. Okay. And I'm going to grab this from the top, and there we go. That looks really pretty. Just to have those extra little bits on there. Okay, and then actually I think we're going to go ahead. We are going to use this one. Why not? It's not as sparkly, but that's okay too. It doesn't have to be like completely sparkly. It's still pretty. Okay. Actually, what I want to do is use my round plier and roll that in just like that. And then find the top, and there we go. That looks really, really pretty. And then what we can do, let's see, let me find my top piece of chain there. Right there. And then if I put that on the back of this piece, the teardrop piece, it'll hang long, and oh my word, that'll be gorgeous. So this is where you really kind of, if you're going to add something like this, you probably do want to have some resin. I'm going to add just a dot of hot glue to this chain link. Very quickly, I'm going to put it on that teardrop, just like that. There we go. And I want to see what it looks like from the other side. And I feel like I put it on there backwards, so we're going to pop it back off. And I'm just trying to get that glue out of the center of that. Doesn't really matter, but okay. Got that off. So let me look at this. I'm going to hang it in front of me, holding it. All right, I'm going to try this again here. Let's lay this down. Let me look at it. Okay. So I am going to lay it just like that. So let me put that little dot of hot glue and press it on there. Yes, now I can see everything from this side. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, you can see there's hot glue on there. That's okay. I'm not worried about that. And I'm going to take my resin and I'm just going to cover the back of that teardrop and put it, I'm going to hold it under the light for just a minute. Okay, so now I will set it down and let that light do its thing. All right, so now I want to add some of these rhinestones to the tops of these. So we're just gonna take our little homemade rhinestone picker right here. And I'm just rubbing it across my clothing there just to get to make it sticky again. That helps clean it and make it sticky. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little toothpick here and we'll just use this little heart mold. Do a little drop of resin in there. And you can see I'm just putting tiny drops of resin, but enough so that it will kind of ooze out a little bit so that the lamp gets a hold of that resin and sticks it down. And I'm just kind of picking little spots here and there. So that's going to be a lot of rhinestones. So hopefully I've already cut off enough to at least get this one done. Ah. It's just not sticking to this little homemade picker I've got here. And of course there must be a hair or something or a glue string stuck to this. Oh, now that's very frustrating. Okay. Gotta find a way to make this more sticky. I think these rhinestones are really pretty on there, though, I will say that. It looks amazing. Oh, of course. So that one just flipped around too much. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just oh my word. I thought I had it on there perfectly. But you know, they want to flip around, but they never want to flip to the side you want them on. Okay, there we go. We got that one on there. So now I'm just going to grab these one by one and just using my fingernails, I'm going to drop them in these little spots where I put the resin. And I hope my head is not jumping into the screen. goes my puppy again, crying. Okay, there's that one. Boy, this part could take some time. I'm going to be quiet now, and I'm going to just speed up the film for you guys so that you don't have to sit through this grueling process. Because I will say this is probably the part that's going to take the most time. Okay. Under the light, that side goes. So we can cut some more pieces off. All that cutting, and I didn't get enough. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut these pieces out. And that piece is no good. And I will get the other side done, and then I will be right back. Okay, so let's get these all finished up here today sometime. Okay, so we already know this is going to go with this one over here. And honestly, what I could do is I could take this and sort of put it in the center of her body and have it come from there down, which would work beautifully because it's very long, and so it's just the beads are trying to spin, so I can't get it to sit there the way I want it to. However, I can use my hot glue to pop this right here, and then I can put my other pieces on there. So I think that might be what I'm gonna do. I was thinking about using this on this one, but I'm thinking maybe, because it really does look really beautiful on there. And then, of course, having this down here like I originally had planned. But I don't know. Or we could do that. We could still use that in there and then put our other flowers, because I'm going to use some of my porcelain flowers. And we can put those kind of coming off of those like that. That looks gorgeous, actually. And I can pop this one right there. Like that. I think that looks really, really nice. And then on this one, well, let's go ahead. Let's do this one. Let's get this one done. And we can say we've finished at least one. We're going to finish both of these today. But I'm going to take a little bit of hot glue and I'm going to pop it right on that center piece there. And I'm going to set it on top of these beads. Oops, down a little further. Right there. And let that cure in place, just like that. I mean, look at how gorgeous that is, you guys. Oh my word. And then this piece will come out just about like that. So we're going to do the same thing. We'll get a little piece, a little dollop of hot glue on there. And we'll just pop that in where we want it to go. Press it down. And same thing with our little flowers. Now, let me see. Do I want to use one of the bigger? I think we might use one of the bigger pink ones on this. And we'll put that right there. It got caught on that rhinestone. There we go. That's okay. And then this blue flower is going to go up here. So I'm going to do same thing, a little dot of hot glue. And I'm going to pop it right there. And as soon as I set it down, it's going to pretty much stay where I want it to stay. And then I feel like this one needs one more flower over here, and it can't be that one. Let's see. I feel like I want one of the this one actually is pretty nice. I think this one might work really nicely in there. So I'm going to pop my hot glue, and I've lost my grip on it. I'm going to try and get this in there just like that and get it to stay. Ugh, goodness. This piece is the one that isn't wanting to sit straight. It's not wanting to behave. And then I do have a couple of pearls here. I'm going to try and drop. Oops, it's right here. One right there. And honestly, I think only one is perfect. So we are set with this piece. So what we're going to do is we're going to resin everything in place. And I'm going to do that by doing what I always do. We're going to drizzle resin between these flowers and kind of over the tops of them and let it kind of drizzle down like that. And this bit, I want to kind of hold it up a little bit. And where did my toothpick go? Right here. I want to get that sort of so that I know it's touching that floral piece there. All right. And then I also want to drizzle some right in that way up under that rhinestone piece. And I'm going to pop this into my black light and get it going there. Okay, now this one, I think what we're going to do, honestly, you guys, is I'm just going to use this as my dangle. I'm not going to go any more fancy than that. So we're going to take and pop this on one side and this on the other side, and we'll just use this one because, oh, I didn't see my little pink one over there. Oops, I hate when that happens. These tools are just getting plain old and they're not cooperating as well. They're not gripping things as well as they used to. Now, I use my tools and I use them on the daily, so I guess I can tend to go through them a bit faster than some people would. Okay, so there's that. I finally saw these and I wanted to pull these out because I think I might use one of these at the top of the butterfly. Okay, so we've got that on there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my rhinestone bits. I don't think I can really use anything any bigger. This is pretty, but you can see that that takes up quite a lot of space on that butterfly and it eats up part of the prettiness of that butterfly itself. So I feel like that's just way too much. And these ones, I mean, this one actually would be pretty and it's not too big. So maybe we'll try setting that one in place there. And then work around that. I definitely want this little piece in there. Oh, hang on. It has a little bit of a sticker on it. I'm trying to get that sticker off of the back side of this one. Sorry if you guys can hear my husband talking outside. He's on the phone watering the grass and he talks very loudly, and that stems from a man who can't hear very well. So, and then he doesn't think about the fact that he's standing right outside my craft room window where I do my videos. He seems to forget about that. And he knows I'm doing a video right now, but he forgets when he goes outside. So, and if he doesn't forget, then he's doing it on purpose, and there's nothing I can do about it anyway. So, and we're going to put that piece right there. And that looks very beautiful as far as the rhinestones go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get these pieces resined down. It's so much for me doing this as a non-resin video. I'm not even going to advertise it that way because I didn't end up doing that. And I'm sorry for those of you who would have enjoyed that. I am sorry. I'll save this and use that on one of these other ones. I do have this little heart, but I feel like I've got enough on this one as far as rhinestones are concerned. I'm going to go ahead and put this under the lamp for just a minute just to get that part set. And look at this. You guys, is that not gorgeous? Let me get, let me see if I've got something here. I've got a box. I'll just set this on top of my cigar box that I'm getting ready to decorate. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at how pretty that turned out, you guys. And I will get a hanging video of this as well so that you can see it hanging. But that's how that one's turning out. And I think this one, I think this is going to be one for a necklace. And so we're going to go ahead and we are going to, I'm trying to decide how I want to do this on here. I think I'll put it behind her head right here. And I'm going to put my chain in there and go in through one and out through the other one and hang it that way. So that's how I'm going to do that. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do, yes, Jeff is talking very loud out there, so I'm going to try and talk louder, is I'm going to just put some resin right on there and pop it under my lamp and see if, okay, now it's getting real loud. Okay, so now he's coming in the house and it's going to be even louder. So I'm going to try and talk really, really loud, you guys, so that you can hear what I'm saying and we can get this video done here. Okay, I may have to stop the video, you guys, and just let this part sit under the lamp and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I went ahead and I did resin these onto the top of this. I'm going to take my paintbrush and I'm going to quickly go over these flowers right here because I do want to shine them up and get that porcelain look. Even though they are porcelain, I want the shiny porcelain look. I don't think I've clarified that in my other videos. I want them to be the shiny porcelain. Not always. Sometimes I like to keep them in the matte finish. It just depends on what I'm doing. But these I definitely want to be shiny. Okay. So I've got that on there, and the other thing that I need to do is I need to, let me pop these under the light real quick. I'm going to grab one more of my little flower pieces, and I'm going to put this one at the top of the blue one. And for right now, what we are going to do, we're not going to do a plant stick this time. Maybe I'll do another video using these two and I'll do plant sticks. So I'm thinking maybe that's what I will do. I'll just switch it over and do a video on plant sticks, and that way we'll have a video for each. but these will both be necklaces. And we've got our chains here. Let me just get this piece resined on. And I'm going to do it the same way. I could do this one, actually we'll do this one differently. We'll do this one with the pendant ring at the top here. So I'm just going to put it on just like that. I'm going to drizzle. I want that ring to be right in the middle of the antennas. And I'm going to drizzle my resin right in the middle there and pop that right under that light so that it can quickly start to cure, and then I can take my hands off of it for just a minute and get my chains ready to go. And I'm going to leave that like that. This one is ready to go. We've already got our flower on the back side of it. So what we're going to do on this one, we don't need to put a jump ring. The other one we're going to put a jump ring on. So all I have to do is take this beautiful chain here, and we're going to pop it through kind of like I do with my my corner pieces, only I'm going to come behind the antennas here. I'm not going to try and wrap it around the antennas because then I'll end up messing those up. So we're dropping it behind the antennas, put it through the other hole, the other flower petal hole, and we're going to start sliding it through. So let me get this. I need to give it some space here. And I'm just pushing it through, and it's actually it should stay in place very well from what I can see. I'm trying to get it centered, so a little bit more. And there we go. I'm just kind of bending it in so that it just is gonna stay on there really well in that section. And there we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful necklace. Isn't that gorgeous, you guys? And now we're ready. I don't know when this one shut off here. I think I got enough resin on there, so feels like that one's on there really well. Okay, so now this one we're going to use a jump ring. So I'm just going to pop, I think this should be big enough. I don't know, maybe not. I think we're going to need one of the jump rings that's a little bit larger. Let's see. This size should be good. I want to put these other ones back in the container so that I don't lose them. Okay, so now we've got our jump ring here. And we're going to pop that right into our little hole there. Oops, I forgot to take my chain out of the bag here. That was not very smart. Okay, and I'm just going to hook this right on there, put the chain in there. Whoops. Okay, and here we go. We'll close that right up. I can't see very well. Uh-oh. Didn't mean to do that. It didn't hurt it. Okay. But I still feel like that's not closed all the way. It's not. Oh, maybe it is. Okay, I think I did get it all the way. Okay, so there is that one. Now this one's a little bit, these chains are a little bit stiff, but once it's hanging, you'll be able to see it'll hang very nicely on that chain once it's on there and it's hanging on your neck. This one's fine because it's basically set in a certain spot on that flower that we've got it on. But they are both absolutely beautiful, and I will absolutely take some video of them, and you guys can see really just how gorgeous they turned out. They really are beautiful. One is a little simpler than the other one, but they are both absolutely stunning, you guys. Whoopsies. Whoopsies. And that's it. I'll show pictures on the back end of the video, and I will also take a short hanging video of them so that you can see them hanging. And let me know what you guys think of this, won't you? Give it a thumbs up if you really like it. And make a comment. Let me know if you'd like to see more stuff like this, or if you've got any ideas for something else that might be equally pretty that we could do, maybe a little pendant or something with. So I'm always interested in your ideas, everybody, and I hope y'all have a really, really blessed day. God bless each and every one of you. Stay safe, stay well. Love your family. Tell them you love them all the time. And God bless you all. I love you all. Stay tuned for pictures and video at the back end. God bless. Bye-bye.